morning, students. We had discussed in the month of March regarding the chapter 2, that is functions. Let's now for a few minutes we'll just recap what we had studied. A function is a block of organized reusable code that can be used in a program. So you may be familiar how we were writing these functions in our Python programs. Now here I have put on a simple example of a function program. This program is to add two numbers. So here our main program begins. This becomes our main program. So in this main program, here I have passed two variables, integer variables, that is a is equal to 5 and b is equal to 7. Then I have used a user-defined function called SUMFun. See, I had told that always a function will have a parameters, that is rounded brackets. And these two variables, integer variables, I am passing in through this function. So here I call these two variables a, b as arguments. So when the program compiles, interprets, the control will stop over it and function will jump to the function code. So here this is my function block. This is my function block. Here how many parameters you have sent, the same parameter also should be specified here. And this spelling should be the same. So here what did I do in the function? I added the two numbers a plus b and kept the answer in total. After keeping the answer, I want the answer back from the function to the main program. This is your main program. So which line is making the function call? This line is making the function call. So here you have used a variable, integer variable called addNum. So the answer what is returning, whatever value is stored in total will be kept in addNum. Finally, you can use that value and can do any kind of calculation or printing how you want in a program. Here what I have done, I have received the answer in addNum and I have simply print the message, the sum of the numbers is addNum. Oh. So what I should say here is, once again, this is our main program and this was the function. Here I referred by the arguments, what I put in the bracket are called arguments. Here in the function definition, these are called as parameters. And you should know, second point you should know is, the data type of the functions should be the same. If a here is integer, then here also it should be integer. If a is float, then here also a should be float. If b is a character data type, then here also b should be a character data type. So I hope you came to know how you could recall now how we had discussed about a simple function in earlier classes. Called as the type of arguments what you pass. So you note down there are 4 kinds of arguments that you pass. First one is the positional arguments. That is, the position matters how you pass here. The second one is the default argument. Now what is default argument? Now here you don't want to pass always two numbers. You want to keep always your b is fixed, that is 10. So what you can do, you can keep, instead of passing here b, you can fix it and write here as 10. Integer value is 10. In that case, we here will be writing here only as integer. So in all the calculation, here the second variable will be always 10. That is the default argument. The third type of argument is the keyword argument. This we won't be using much, and the fourth one is the variable length argument. What is variable length argument? That is, suppose here now two arguments are there, here also two. Sometimes in some cases it will be 3 here, 3 here, 4 here and 4 here. And you are not sure how many number of arguments are coming. You put it by placing it with an asterisk symbol. That is, you put it as asterisk A. Suppose if A is 3, that means to say 3 numbers are coming and you are calculating with 3 numbers. Suppose if A is 5, that means 5 numbers are coming and you have to find out the 5 numbers to work with. So this was the 4 type of arguments. So once again I recall, first one is the positional argument, second one is the default argument, third one is the keyword argument, and fourth one is the variable length argument. Next we should learn about writing the main part of the program. Now you were writing def and you were giving the function name. So, but here you didn't give any name, but you know that it is a main program. If you want the main coding, you can write by using a statement called def main. So it is understood by the interpreter that this becomes your main coding of the main, and it is optional and it is not compulsory. So when you write like this, it will be easy for you to identify where your main program is being. But remember, if you give def main, you should do indentation. That is, all this line should be given gap like this. 8 character space, then you write below this. I hope this is clear. Writing, making the second thing what we learned is making use of def main statement in your program. The third thing I want to say is regarding the scope of variables. So when I say scope of the variables, there are 2 types of scopes. One is called the global scope and other one is called the local scope. Now in your program, this is your main program. In this main program, which are the variables you have used? You have used A, you have used B, and you have used add num. All these variables which you define under main program comes under the category called global scope. Global means these variables lifetime will be in the program as well as in the function. Then what about local scope? Local scope means for this function, which is a local function you have here, some fun is a local function. In this function, which is the variable you have used? Tot. So tot is a variable which is local to this function. That means to say you cannot access this tot value in your main program. Now suppose if I give print tot, will I get the answer here? No, you will not get the answer here, because the lifetime of that tot variable has ended over here, and you won't be able to get it in this program. So that means to say tau is a local variable. Global variables are the ones which you define them in your program, main program. So I hope I have made clear that is related to global variables and local variables. Now another question arises, should we have to write the functions only by using integer variables? No, you can even pass a list. You can even pass a list or an array into a function. So I think you have understood what we studied. The 4 topics which we were covered.
Passing parameters to the function, and it supports 4 type of arguments, that is positional argument, default argument, keyword arguments, and variable length arguments. Next we had discussed scope of variables, local scope and global scope. And we also have wrote functions that include a function called main. So these are the topics which we had studied.